Hello friends and welcome to Portland, Oregon. I'm glad you're here. I'm on a mission to find the best beer in this entire city. Let's go. I'm here at Hammer & Stitch Brewing Company. I've heard really good things about this brewery. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Did you hear about Dre? He got totally hit.
Got some really good beers on tap here. Looks like they got one of each of the common beers. I will have the porter, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
The brew house is really nice. Very organized. Well, this is Cameron. He's the head brewer here at Hammer & Stitch.
Howdy.
I really like this brew house. You got a nice setup here.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we really wanted to make it a kind of an open floor plan. We'd do what we call brew theater.
Oh, yeah. Brew theater, I see. Yeah, because we're right in front of the tasting room, and you can see clearly what's going on back here. So, Cameron, how long have you been brewing here?
I started with the company in 2020 of October when we opened up.
Okay.
And I've been in the Portland brewing industry for about 10 years.
Right on. And do you have a most popular beer that you guys sell?
You know, it's an IPA town, so one of our standards, the IPA, is our top seller. But you know, I'm really stoked on when some other styles sell. Like we have a coffee cream ale on right now that's selling great. Wicked.
Oh, right on. What is your favorite beer? Do you have one?
It's going to be the freshest one. You know, for me, It's all about seasonality, the moment, the crew that you're around drinking with.
Right on. All right. Well, I'm excited to taste one of these. I ordered a porter.
Not to toot my own horn, but the porter is one of my favorite recipes that I do.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah. Cheers.
Right.
I definitely got to keep everything clean and organized.
I came up with this design so we're able to kind of transfer water around the brew house pretty efficiently and safely.
Nice setup. Like a really large tasting room and a bar kind of in the middle of the space, which I like this design a lot. It's very open. And of course they have a swag section, which they have some really cool stuff here. I like their stickers. Cool hats. I ordered the porter. Oh, it's excellent. It's like a solid porter. It's exactly what I hope for every time I order a porter, something that's this good. Oh, it's great. I noticed their menu, they have an IPA and a lager and a porter, and they're all nothing fancy about them. There's no flavorings or anything like that. They just have a solid list of common beers. I like that. It's not just a list of those solid beers that they have, like the lager and porter, but they have these other creations as well that are a little different. They have all these cool state signs back here, and it's just to represent the people that work here and where they're from and where their partnerships with other breweries are. It's pretty clever.
You'll just write the name and a number beside it. That way it'll match to the tray and you know what you're drinking.
My final choices. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
We've got an IPA, a pale, an amber, the wake up call, slow moments, and cozy nights. Let's see which one I like the best. The IPA, very good. Wake up call. Ooh, it's very coffee-y. I like it. Usually I don't like coffee beers. This is good. Slow moments. That's really good. This one's called Cozy Nights. Whew. Well, Hammer & Stitch was awesome. I love the beer here. The people were so good. I picked up some beers to go. This is a great place. are in downtown Portland at Von Ebert Brewing Company. I've heard great things about this place too. Let's go in and check it out. Well, I've already noticed that they have a bluegrass jam once a week. Totally into this already. First thing you see is all the swag. I like their style. Big tasting room. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm really impressed with this brewery already. They've got a great tasting room and their beer menu is pretty fantastic. I'm trying the Volatile Substance. It just won #1 at the Great American Beer Festival. #1 IPA. Oh, that is really good. Wow, it's really good. It's got a really good finish. Wow. I like that beer. Harvest salad. Wow, food is really good looking here. Thanks, man. Here. Von Ebert Brewing was really good. I really like this ambiance they have in here. Great beers. Next stop is Level Brewing Company. Level.
Do you want to start a tab tonight?
Yes, thank you. Their swag section here at Level is pretty good. Continuing our tour of finding the best beer in Portland, I'm here in front of Ecliptic Brewing, their Moon Room. They have a couple locations. This is one that was advertised to be the best, so coming in here to hang out, try a couple of their beers. I see a lot of beers up here on their board that I want to try, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a sampler. Usually I would just go straight for that porter, but not today. I'm going to try to find the best beer in this city, so I got to widen my horizons. I've given the bartender full control over what I am going to try. We'll take their word for it.
So I've got your Capella Porter. The second dark one is a Magnetar Scotch Ale. This one here is the LIGO, the West Coast IPA, and that one is our Alpha Test Rubens IPA.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Can't wait to try these. That is very good. Excellent. Must be the brown. I can't quite remember what all of these are, but I know how good each one tastes. Oh yeah. This one's gonna be my favorite one, I'm sure. Ooh. These are all great. Food here looks good too. It's a Reuben. It's a big Reuben. All right. Look at the size of their tasting room. Well, I'm really impressed with Ellipsis. We got a great brew house in here and really nice tasting room. I've enjoyed the beers quite a bit. Now it's time to move on to the next brewery, my friends. Our next stop is Cascade Brewing Company. I've heard of them for a long time. I don't remember what their beers taste like. I think I've had them in the past, but need a refresher. All right. Right. Changed it a couple times. I've had a couple of beers here, just tried some samples. I got Oregon Zone, it was a fine sour. I tried a porter, and I'm now trying a Creek beer. It's a cherry type of beer, sour. I love these type of beers, they're awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is so good. This is one of the finer Creeks that I've ever had. Oh, very well balanced, I must say.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Cascade is a really nice brewery. They got food here. They got their own like small kitchen and a menu with some pretty good items on it. They have a really nice outdoor seating area. You see out here, which rivals the size of their indoor seating area, which is very large too. This is a nice place, and the staff is very kind. Cascade specializes in sour beers, and they are very good at those beers. Cascade Brewing was really good. I totally enjoyed all the beers I had here. I like their whole environment, everything they got going on. I especially like that they specialize in these sours, and they're so good at these sours. Right across the street from Cascade Brewing Company is Rogue. It's a brewery I've wanted to check out for so many years. You've probably heard of Rogue Dead Guy Ale. It's one of the only beers I've had from them, but apparently they make a lot of good beers right inside this building. Let's go check it out. There's the dead guy. This is Rogue. So what beer would you recommend me trying here? Okay, well, I don't think he's going to have much to offer.
I'll be right back.
Thank you. Let's take that double cocoa stout. I'm very excited to try this beer. Finally made it here. I am totally impressed by Rogue's tasting room. Inside and outside, they got this cool fire pit area out here. There's a couple fire pits. Inside tasting room is pretty big. It goes beyond this first part that you see when you first walk in. Now it's time to taste the beer. Double chocolate stout. Oh, it's amazing. It's so good. Well, no thanks to you, I'm trying the double chocolate stout, and it is good. You know, you should suggest this to people when they come in and ask you, you know. This double cocoa stout was so good, I've got to try one more beer before we move on to the next brewery.
Do the tap open?
It's rare that you actually get the beer that you're drinking in the exact glass that it's made for, the Rogue Dead Guy Ale. I've had this in bottles for years. It's one of the first beers I've ever tried in my life, and this is the first time I've ever had it on draft from the brewery. Here we go. Oh, it tastes better than I ever remember it. This is awesome. That's very good, very good. Rogue Brewing is awesome. What a great brewery. I'm glad I got to finally make it here. Their beers were so good, so good. Our brewery tour continued the next day, but unfortunately, not every place I wanted to visit was open. However, in this city, good beer is not hard to find. Next stop is 10 Barrel Brewing Company. Okay, friends, I got a sampler of 10 different beers that 10 Barrel makes. So I guess all 10 barrels. Let's get started. Okay. Okay. Decent. Number 4. I'm not really sure what these are. When I come across a good one, yeah, I'll let you know. There's no real list or menu here to go off of. You have to use a QR code to look up your menu. So I don't, without shutting the video off and looking it up, I really don't have a way to figure it out. Okay, number 4 is okay. 5 is a sour. It's pretty good. I like that. It must be a brown ale. Hefeweizen, not a fan. Not sure. It's like a hazy IPA. I think they're using some kind of there's some clove in there, so it must be a Belgian yeast.
You're thinking those are a bunch of kids.
10 Barrel has some great beers. I enjoyed the environment in here, and all the people were pretty cool. I'll be having the oyster stout.
Let's stand doing his take on There Is No Greater Love. And by the voice Johnny Lytle, topic Fall in Love.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Enjoy, y'all.
Oyster stout.
Oyster stout.
Tastes like an oyster stout.
Oh, sorry.
Up here on the second floor, they have some history of the building that the brewery's in. It's a really nice view over here of the tasting room, and it's pretty nice.
That's right, and it's not giving me a spelling error.
And I'm going to say that's right.
I'm glad I got a chance to stop in here at Upright. I like their beers. And I got to taste a couple of different samples, and all of them were very good. I like the tasting room too. I'd come back. Our final stop in this tour of Portland beers is Hopworks. I've just recently heard about this place. Some locals told me it was really good, so let's go try it out. Hey. Hopworks. Urban Brewery. Tried the porter. It's very good.
And I'm just like trying not to laugh on the phone.
It's like an old beer can collection. Hopworks has a really big tasting room. The side room, and then they have the main tasting room over here. Here's our swag section. 99, not 100. Exactly 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Well, there it is, friends. There you see it. This is really cool, friends. This is all beers that they have brewed themselves. 99 beers on the wall. Very interesting. I love it. What a great brewery. These guys are so nice. Hopworks is a really good brewery. They make some great beer. The people are awesome. Highly recommend coming in and checking them out if you're here in the Portland area. Well, it's time to say so long to Portland. This has been a great city of beer, but it's time to move on. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tour of a very small fraction of the many breweries that Portland has to offer. There's no shortage of great beer in this city, that's for sure. I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, and in those travels, if you watch this channel, you know that I make my way to many breweries around the country. Recently, I made a top 5 breweries of Asheville, North Carolina, and I was tempted to do a best of or a top 5 or 10 breweries of Portland. And I can't really say what the best beer in a city is. It's not my right to say that. I'm not from these cities, so who am I to say? And I'm not gonna have a chance when I travel to visit every brewery in the city to make that decision. So what I've done is come up with a rating system. I've got this notebook here and I've been keeping tabs on each of these breweries in Portland. I've made 5 criteria that I've judged each of these breweries on, and they are as follows. Number 1, is the beer good? Number 2, is the staff cool? It's very important. Number 3, ambiance. How's that tasting room? Is it big? Is it small? Is it comfortable? Number 4, location. Is it in a good spot? Is it safe? Is it off the beaten path? Which is pretty cool sometimes. Is it close to other breweries where you can walk? Stuff like that. Number 5 is food. Do they have good food? Do they have food at all? Do they offer food trucks? Etc. If they don't have food at all, it's okay. I'm here to judge the beer mostly, and it's more like a bonus. For Portland, my top 3 breweries are as follows. Number 3 is Rogue. I love their beer. The double chocolate stout is still in my taste buds. The people were cool there, and they're very close to some other breweries in the area. You can easily scoot to several right there in the next few blocks around it. It's a great place. Definitely check it out if you are in Portland. Number 2, Hammer and Stitch. The people there were unbeatable. The beer was amazing, and I had a great conversation with the brewer. The tasting room was very unique. I like that they had the state's representative people that worked there and the brewers that they combined forces with to make great beer, and they did have great beer. And number 1 is Von Ebert. That beer was amazing. Every beer that I tried there, the people were very knowledgeable. They had great food. The tasting room was huge, and it was convenient to get to, safe. There's nothing that I could criticize about that. I'm sure if I stayed there long enough, I could think of something that would be a drawback, but that was my favorite brewery in Portland, Oregon. Friends, I'm glad you joined me on this adventure around all these breweries. Thank you for that. I really appreciate your company here. I'll see you in the next video.